today's video, I'm gonna share with you some subtle signs that she is promiscuous. I made this video before, about a year ago. I made 10 signs that she is promiscuous, but those signs were a little bit more obvious. She has OnlyFans. She's a stripper. She has colored hair. Like, actually, that's a little subtle. But in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 very, very subtle signs that might go over a lot of you guys' head. And it's a way that you can easily tell for girls, like kind of in the streets and kind of getting around. And girls don't even know this about themselves. That's the beauty of it, is that women tell on themselves because they showcase these signs and they don't even realize it. All right, subscribe, like the video. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Sign number 1 is that on her Instagram, social media, dating apps, she has a few pictures with her tongue sticking out. I'm not gonna do it on the video, but you guys know what I'm talking about. She has pictures of her like just tongue out, a selfie with her tongue out. I'm telling you, it has never failed that I've seen this on a girl's dating app profile, social media, doesn't matter, and she wasn't a little promiscuous. Never fails, guys. And let's kind of think about the logical reason why behind this. Think about it. When is a time frame when a girl tongue is out and she's looking at like somebody or something? Exactly, right? She's waiting for you to all over the tongue, all over the face. I know I can get pretty X-rated explaining this, but it's a positive correlation. Girls who take pictures with their tongues out for everybody to see are letting you know, hey, I'm a nut catcher. You can bust on my face. Stuff like that, guys. I promise you, it's never been a not sign that she isn't promiscuous. Just trust me on it, trust me. Another sign in regards to poses is what I like to call hoe poses. A hoe pose is something kind of new on Instagram, but you'll notice some IG models do it and some of these promiscuous girls will do it. An example of a big hoe pose that I see that's very, very subtle is that whenever they're bending over, hands on their knees, bending over, kind of looking back or looking at the camera, and they're kind of in that bent over position. That's what I like to call a hoe pose. There are a few other hoe poses, but I'm not gonna represent them right now, and they're pretty hard to describe or explain, but trust me, tongue sticking out or the hoe pose that their hands are on their knees, bent over, looking back or anything like that, they are, I promise you, 90% chance they're promiscuous. Number 2, thigh tattoos. Last time I said tattoos in general, just a lot of tattoos, but this one I'm talking specifically a thigh tattoo. I'm not sure what it is, but think of any girl, any promiscuous girl you've ever came across in your life. Chances are they probably had a thigh tattoo, right? It was either a big thigh tattoo, could have been a small one, but for some reason, this promiscuous woman loves to get tattoos on their thighs. I'm not sure what it is. As I said in the last video, it could be something in the ink. I'm not sure what they're putting in the ink nowadays, but I'm telling you, if you see that placement of a thigh tattoo on her thigh, especially a big thigh tattoo, the bigger the tattoo, the bigger the promiscuity chance. I promise you guys, promise you, trust me on this. And then alongside with that, if they have any weird piercings, not just piercings overall, like a belly button piercing, yeah, lots of earrings, whatever, right? It's pretty normal nowadays. But if they have any like not normal piercings, like they have their normal, they have like this one underneath here, they have just a not normal piercing, that's probably a chance that she's more on the promiscuous side. I'm not sure the correlation between the tattoos or the piercing to promiscuity, but I would say it probably has something to do with impulse control, meaning that if you get like weird piercings and tattoos, it shows that you're very impulsive. You like to make decisions like kind of on a whim. You really do things just out of feeling emotion, and you don't care about your overall presentation to the world. And also you don't care about purity in a sense, because having like tattoos and like piercings is kind of showcasing a more rebel side of you, right? And then that more rebel side is also correlated to promiscuity. Now, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I have nothing wrong with promiscuous women, nothing wrong with them at all. In fact, I think a majority of women can be promiscuous and are promiscuous for the right guy, right? I've met good girls on the surface, but with me, they turned into a promiscuous girl within 30 minutes of meeting me. So it kind of depends on the girl you're meeting with. However, I know some of you guys want to take a girl more seriously, and having a promiscuous girl in a long-term relationship like an openly promiscuous girl, not like she's a hoe for certain people, but having like an openly promiscuous girl in a long-term relationship can actually be very detrimental and could red pill you even more. You guys are gonna be finding my channel and a lot of other people's channels even more after dealing with a promiscuous girl, and I don't want you to do that. So screen out these red flags, all right? Let's move on. Number 3, her Instagram following. So there are a few signs you wanna look out with this. Number 1 is her ratios. Her ratios meaning that if she is following a lot more people than she has followers, I call this the groupie effect. And these girls tend to be a bit more promiscuous than the vice versa, or girls with more of a neutral sort of ratio. I told you guys these signs are very subtle and it's gonna go a lot over you guys' head, but trust me, if a girl has like 500 followers on Instagram and she is following like 1,000 people or 1,500 people, chances are a lot of those people might be males, and for some reason, it's just tied to promiscuity, guys. A lot of this I really can't explain as to why. It's just trends and experiences I've gathered and noticed over the course of dealing with many promiscuous women over the past few years. Right? A lot of them have negative follower to following ratios on Instagram, right? Very, very subtle sign. Now, alongside with that, you wanna look in her following. If she is following a lot of these like handsome men pages, sexy, attractive black men, which I get posted on sometimes, or all these IG models who are men, or just these very attractive men is just all in her following, whenever you first click the following, chances are she probably is some sort of groupie to some effect, right? And being in big cities, you'll be surprised who actually is a groupie and who isn't, right? A lot of women have access to these celebrities and to these top tier men. And with that being said, they are sliding in their DMs and they are getting flown out. They are getting Ubered over to the penthouse for a night of fun. I've met girls, mostly in Miami, who have told me that they have caught 3-4 bodies in one night because they were at a club at a table, at the dude's table, and then got a train ran on them at the penthouse afterwards. Like openly telling me this information, guys, and you guys are out here gonna cuff these girls one day and you will never know. So once again, that's why I'm telling you some of these red flags so that you can look out for it. The last subtle sign that she's promiscuous is that once you actually have sex with her, she leaves fairly quickly afterward. Meaning you guys had an interaction, you talked, you hooked up with her, or maybe you hook up with her ongoingly, and every single time, like she puts on her clothes and she goes home, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes after you guys have sex, that's a red flag, bro. That's a red flag. And it's a very subtle red flag too, right? You would think, and sometimes you even want her to go home, right? But I promise you, girls who aren't promiscuous will actually want to lay there and speak with you a little bit, want to lay there and like draw on your chest a little bit, or like have some sort of conversation, or not immediately leave after you guys have done it, right? If you notice a trend, she's like literally immediately leaving, red flag. Chances are she probably does that quite a bit and she's there for one thing, right? You could have positioned yourself in the category of just for fun box too, but if she's doing that with you, she's probably done that multiple other times in her life too, or probably has ongoing multiple just for fun guys in her box that she's doing that with, all right? So those were the subtle 5 red flags that she's probably promiscuous. Once again, it's like a 90% chance that she may be. This doesn't pertain to all women, let me make that clear, but there's a high probability that it could be, all right? Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Let me know your take down below. Check out all the links down below. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.